Hello and welcome to HIM Tutorials, as it's me Poonam and I'm here to help you in your online study. From today we are going to have your revision sessions, and for the first revision session I'm going to take the first chapter, that is crop production, and under the crop production I'm going to have the subtopic agriculture. And for today our learning objective would be, we will learn some basic terms related to agriculture, we will learn how the agriculture come into practice, we will learn some history for that, and we will go for the types of crops. So without much delay, let's start the session. As we know that energy is very important, because with the help of energy we can carry out many life processes, but the energy we can get from food which we eat, and the food is giving us energy with the help of various type of components which are called as nutrients, as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, water and roughage. So these all things are combining together and giving nutrition to our body. So it means that we are having our food from various kind of resources. It may be a plant resource or it may be an animal resource. So if we are going for the cultivation of plants, that is called as farming. So farming is cultivation of plants, and if we go for the animal resource, then the animal resource we can have in animal husbandry. In animal husbandry, and in animal husbandry we are going to rear the animals for the animal product as a food. Okay, so under agriculture we are just going to learn the first terminology, that is farming. Farming is what? Cultivation of plants, okay, to have the plant product. And second is the animal husbandry. Animal husbandry means the rearing of animals for having the animal product. Now I am going to catch your eye to some numbers, okay, numbers like 7.8 or something. So this is the total amount, or you can say total population rate in whole world. This much billion or near about this much billion is the total population of whole world, okay. And if we go for the India's population, that is up to 1.67 or something 8, near about it, because it is increasing day by day. Number of new you can say infants are just taking birth, so it is increasing day by day, so some fluctuations are there. So you can see that this much billion of the population is in the present time in India. So to meet such a big population, because food is a requirement, it is a basic need for all the you can say individuals, all the people. So to provide food to all the people, it is not sufficient that we will only depend upon the nature, because nature is providing us food ultimately. How nature is providing? Because plants are the ultimate source of food on this earth. Why? Because they are the autotrophs, they can prepare their food on their own. Animals don't prepare their own food, so they are also depend upon the plants. We also depend upon animals and plants as an omnivore, but basic, who is the main organism on the earth who is providing food to us? That they are the plants. So by natural processes we are having the food as a plants which we say, but that natural process is not giving us sufficient amount of food to meet such a big population rate. So we have to go for some alternate, and in an alternate we are going for the term that is called as agriculture. So agriculture means it is the process in which the seeds are sown and the plants are grown, or you can say the plants are obtained, they are procured and they are stored, okay. The plant product is obtained, that is procured and that is stored for the future use, okay. This is called as agriculture. Or if I say in simple words, then the agriculture is the science of farming. What is agriculture? It is the science of farming, okay. So agriculture is also a combination of two words. Agri word is from agar and culture is from to cultivate. Okay, agar means plants and culture means to cultivate. Okay, so this is the combination of two words. And what is agriculture? It is simply the science of farming. So let's check that how this agriculture come into practice. So the agriculture comes into practice number and you can say thousands of years before. And for the first time when you can say we are just evolved from the apes, that is from chimpanzees. At that time we are just hunters, we just kill the animals and eat them. Okay, we are just meat eaters. But at that time the food and the animals are very large in number, but slowly as the number of human beings increased, they undergo the process of reproduction and the number of human beings increased, and slowly there is some lacking of food takes place. So at that time the man is adapted to this, because hunting is not an easy process, it is a very tough process. So to alternate this hunting, the early man goes to the ancient man goes towards the plant food, and he learns that how we can grow the food and how we can utilize that food for our growth and development, and it takes many years. Okay, so by chance he growing plants, and he come to know the fact that there are seeds and we can sow the seeds in soil, and from the soil with the help of water, sunlight and many conditions, the seed will grow and it will give us the food to eat as in the form of crop. Now the ultimately food which is grown by the nomadic man, or you can say the early man, that is in the form of crops, and he start living in one place near the rivers, because they know that plant require water to grow also. Okay, so ultimately they are going to have what? They are going to have crops. Now what is crop? When one kind of many plants are grown at a particular piece of land. What I say? One kind of crops or one kind of plants grown at a particular piece of land, that is called as crop, and those plants are called as crop plants. For example, if I go in more depth, if I exemplify it, then for example we are going to have the crop of wheat. So in the field of wheat you can only have the plants of wheat in it. Okay, and that plants are called as crop, and that crop is called as wheat crop. Similarly, if the rice plants are there, then that is the rice crop, and the plants are called as the rice plants. Okay, so this is the difference between crop and the crop plants. Okay, now we will move towards the main thing, that how these crops can be divided into two categories. So we have agriculture as crop and crop plants, that is the first, and second is the horticulture plant. Okay, so in crop and crop plants there are number of subdivisions. We have cereal crops, we have pulses, we have oil seeds, we have plantation crops. Okay, we have tubers and many more are there. Okay, in cereals you can go for wheat and many more. In pulses you can go for peas, beans. Okay, so these all things. In oil seeds you can go number of variety of oils like mustard oil, then your sunflower oil, number of seed oils are there. Plantation crop you can go for tea. Okay, and then fiber crop we have. In fiber crop we can go for cotton. Okay, and in tubers you can go for many underground growing tubers you have. Okay, so these are the different type of crop and crop plants. The second category is the horticulture crop. Horticulture crop. In horticulture crops there is cultivation of vegetables, fruits. What we are going to cultivate? Vegetables, fruits, okay, some ornamental plants, okay. In vegetables we grow number of vegetables. There are number of vegetables we can eat, okay. In you can if we go for the fruits, there are number of fruits which we can grow and have them as a food to eat, okay. And in ornamental plants we can go for rose, jasmine, petunia, and number of flowers are there which are grown under the horticulture crops. So crop plants are this type of plants which are giving a seed in the form of seeds we have, like cereal crop, pulses, oil seeds, plantation crops, tubers, fibers, and many more are there. And if we go for the horticulture crops, then the cultivation of the vegetables, fruits, and ornamental plants and flowers, okay. So this included under the horticulture crops. Now if I ask you a simple question, that if this is the summer season is going on, and in this season everybody love to eat mangoes, so because this is summer season and it is a season of the mango, okay, so can we eat mango in winter? Yes or no, or both? We can go for both. Why? Because we have learned about food production, food preservation. By the food preservation you can go for the mango, but actually the mango is not a crop of winter. Okay, in winters you can't grow the crop of mango. Why? Because to grow mango, some specific climatic conditions are required. Some specific climatic conditions are required. Climatic conditions means some specific condition, like a certain amount of temperature, then a certain amount of humidity, okay, and many more things are there. So these climatic conditions are very much concerned to grow about any kind of crop. And in India we know that there are number of seasons, okay, and according to the number of seasons there is different type of climatic conditions we have. So on the basis of this fact that different type of climatic conditions we have, we can go for three types of crops. Mainly there are two types, and third is considered as you can say third is just in between the first two, okay. So on the basis of climatic conditions, the mainly two types of crops are grown in India. The first is Kharif crop, okay, and the second one is Rabi crop. If I go for the Kharif crop, then in Kharif crop, the Kharif crop is sown. We will go for two things: when the seed is sown and when the crop is harvested. Okay, harvesting means cutting of the crop. What is harvesting? Harvesting means cutting of the crop. Okay, so sown time and harvesting time, and also some examples related to that. Okay, so Kharif crops are the rainy season crop. They are the rainy season crop, or also called as summer crops. They are sown in June and July, and they are harvested in September and October. Okay, and if we are going to exemplify it, then it's a rainy season crop. Then paddy is very good example in it, okay, which is called as rice, okay, maize, okay. And if we go for the Rabi crop, then it is the winter crop. So there is little bit you can say difference in it. This crop requires some warm conditions to sow the seed, but for the maturing of those crops it requires some cold conditions. Okay, there is some difference. How? The sowing of the seed takes place at the time of October and November, and this is somewhat some cold conditions are there. Okay, that time some winter is just coming. Okay, and for the maturing of the crop, it requires the warm temperature, so it is almost harvested in March, April. Okay, so here you can go that the sowing of the rabi crop is in October and November, and the harvesting time is March and April. Okay, and these are called as the winter crops. So these are the two main types of crops, or two according to the seasons, and these are two practiced in India. Okay, now the third one is Zaid crop. You can give this spelling to Zaid, or this may be also Zaid crop, and this crop is in between the Kharif crop and Rabi crop, or you can say Rabi crop and Kharif crop. If it is harvesting in April, then it is sown in April and it is harvested up to June, May, June. Okay, and the examples in this Zaid crops are cucumber, bitter gourd, pumpkin, watermelon, number of fruits and vegetables are there. And if we go for the examples of Rabi crops, then all pulses, that peas, gram, beans, these are all included in the Rabi crops. And if you go for the Kharif crop, you can exemplify them by paddy. So I hope you understood about the types of crops very well, that there are three types of crops, and if we go for the objectives, or all the objectives are over now, we know that agriculture means to grow or to cultivate the plants. Okay, and if we go for the history, then slowly the man is adapted to have plant in its diet, and the crops are grown in two categories. Some are the, you can go for crop plants, and some are the horticulture crops we have. Okay, and then we have gone for the climatic conditions, that every plant requires some specific type of climatic conditions to grow, that include temperature, that include water, that include availability of humidity. Okay, so all these things are required for the proper growth of a particular type of plant. So on the basis of seasons, we have categorized the crops in three types. Kharif crop, that is sown in June, July and harvested in September, October, and it is also called as rainy season or the summer crop. And the second one is the Rabi crop. It is sown in October and November and harvested in March and April, and it is called as the winter crop. It requires some cold, some warm time, okay, to sow the seed, and for the maturing of the crop, it requires some cold conditions. So that's why coming winter is just a proper time to sow the seed, and after the winter has over in March, April, that time the plants are harvested out, and harvesting means cutting of the plants. And the third one is the Zaid crop, and this crop is just sown in April and just harvested in June. So it is a short term, you can say crop, and these are the basically divided on the basis of the climatic conditions in the India. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and up to our next session you should be very attentive towards your learning. So keep watching, keep learning. Thank you so much.